Considering Trump's track record of channeling arms and aid to Pakistan, Israel, and Egypt, how likely is it that the US would adopt a double faced stance if a full scale India Pakistan war breaks out? Could Washington, again, under the garb of restraint, try to diplomatically pressure India, especially amid global economic fragility and shifting alliances? Is there a real danger that the US would once again prop up Pakistan, either directly or indirectly? Or are they now merely in it to sell weapons to both sides and profit off instability? Despite Pakistan's strategic irrelevance and internal collapse, do you foresee any surprise alignments forming around it? How might China exploit the situation? Would it remain calculatedly neutral, or would it seize the chaos to challenge India on a second front? Look, okay, let's consider the scenarios you are painting for us. It's a good exercise in a thought experiment. So let's say Washington wants to sell weapons to both sides. Let's say India and Pakistan go to war. And Washington says, oh yeah, let's grab the opportunity to sell weapons to both sides. What money does Pakistan have? Do they have the capacity to absorb US weapons? Do they have money to pay the Americans? They are going to the World Bank and the IMF with begging balls, right? Where's the money? What's the point of selling anything to Pakistan? And what does the US get out of it? The US, at this point, at this juncture in history, finds itself in a situation where they have to invest in India, invest political capital, invest technological capital, other kinds of capital in India, because of the situation with China. We have reached a bigger inflection point a couple of weeks ago when the tariff war started. The US imposed 145% tariffs on China. The Chinese retaliated by 125% tariffs, which means the system is gone. There's no more trade between the US and China. Supply chains are fragmenting. The world is bifurcating. And the US needs India on its side. It's part of the broader Indo-Pacific strategy. They need nations like India on its side, Australia, Japan, who are its vassals anyway, etc. But India is a major linchpin in the strategy. And if India goes on the other side, then it's a big problem for the US. And Pakistan now, how much value does Pakistan have? It looks like the West has decided to once again ditch Pakistan. And Pakistan seems to be once again fishing for a new daddy, for a new master, which is why it looks like they admitted publicly that they've been doing the West's dirty work for 3-4 decades, right? So the question you have to ask yourself is, what does the US gain by diplomatically pressuring India or taking the side of Pakistan or propping up Pakistan? It's only if they do that, it's gonna hurt India and it's gonna benefit China. Do you think the West wants to do anything that benefits China today? That's the question. Let's say there's a war that breaks out between India and Pakistan, and the US sells arms to both sides. Let's say Pakistan has no money to buy arms. US gives arms to Pakistan. So then Pakistan and India are able to fight on a reasonably even keel, and the war drags on, and India becomes a very undesirable market for manufacturing. So nobody wants to invest in India. Then all the manufacturers who are trying to move out of China, where will they go? Will they go to Vietnam? Does Vietnam have the capacity, the large scale, massive capacity to absorb that amount of manufacturing capability? No. The only nation that can do it is India. So the US would be shooting itself in its own foot by taking the side of Pakistan in this. So you see, from the perspective of its own self-interest, the US is not in a position where it will support Pakistan if there's a war that breaks out with India, between India and Pakistan.